Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Uh,
Hi.
okay, Nanny Sharz is going to go live on our Instagram page now.
Hmm.
And so we can all join together. I'm going to put you on mute, Nanny Sharz, and meet you over on the Instagram page.
I'm waiting for
Okay,
you to come in.
so here we go. And the Nanny Hookup is live. And here we go.
Oh, everyone's coming in now.
Let's see. We send a request. Hello, hello. Someone is watching. How are you? We're connecting with Instagram right now, and we're gonna see what we got here. And here I am. Hello, hello,
Hi.
everyone. Let me adjust my phone. Okay, for some reason I'm not in my ears. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I don't know. I'm not in my ears.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself. I can't hear myself in my ears, but I have my earplugs in. At least I thought I did.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, I don't know
Can
what's going
everyone
on.
hear us? If you, let us know if you can hear us. That would be great. And there's not any echo.
Yes, let us know if there's an echo
Let me know.
because I might need to go back and hook up my earplugs. Hold on, let me do that just in case. Let me
That's all
hook up my
right.
earplugs.
Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the Nanny Hookup. I am Sharda Lambert, also known as Nanny Sharz. If it's your first time here, welcome. Hi, this is mine and Angela's Instagram live that we do every week um, from I said 9 p.m. UK time and now 4 p.m. Yeah, Central Standard Time because the clocks have gone backwards here in the UK, which means that it's changed a bit. So it's normally 9 p.m. to 3 p.m. And now it's 9 to
I'm
4.
back.
Yeah, good.
Yes,
We didn't go.
I'm
You didn't really go
connected.
anywhere.
Oh, did I not? Okay. I was
No,
trying to get everything situated in my ears.
that's
Okay.
all right.
So it's in my ears now. Hello, hello everyone. Um, what did I miss?
Just the fact that I was saying the time difference. So it's now going to be
Yes.
4 p.m. your time because the clock changed here in the UK.
No,
Angela
it's
messaged me
still
an
gonna
hour
be
ago.
three.
Oh, is it still going to be free?
It's gonna be three because your clocks go back a week ahead of ours. Ours go back on
Ah.
Sunday.
Oh, so we'll
Yes.
go back to being 3 o'clock.
Yes. It's just
All right. So
today.
just this
Today
week is
it's
4.
messed up.
Angela messaged me at 8 o'clock. She's like, I'm ready for you. I said, huh?
I was
I'm
waiting.
ready.
I was waiting. I
Yeah.
didn't know that
She's
the
like,
I,
shut
I
up.
didn't
I'm
know
like,
I didn't know
yeah,
her clocks went back. Mine didn't go back. I'm like, it's 3 o'clock. Come on, girl. And
yeah,
she's like, it's just 8 o'clock. And I'm like,
yeah.
er?
I'm like, I'm working. What is this? I started to panic. I looked at my phone like, is it really 9 o'clock already? I was like, no, because I have an alarm that tells me when it's 8. And my alarm just went off. So when you messaged me, I was like, huh? That don't make no sense.
Wow. Anyway, guess what? We're here.
Yes, we are.
So, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about, my mind just went blank. We are talking about behavior, understanding children's behavior and how to help them regulate their emotions, because this comes up quite a lot on how do you understand the frustrations of the child. You know, they kick, they bite, they hit, they scream. Um, how do you manage behavior? Oh, sorry. So yeah, did you want to go first, Angela? Do you want me to go first? I don't mind.
Sure, I can go first.
Yeah,
Now,
go ahead.
my biggest thing is recognizing children's triggers. I know the children that I'm working with, I know what's going to get them, and they'll go, the eyes will get big, or they'll make a certain reaction and the face will start frowning up. And I'm like, no. Once I figure out the triggers that's
Mm,
going to set off a tantrum, that's going to set off a major uh, argument going on between
mm,
either brother and sister, or me and the child, or
mm,
just something that I know that they don't like and don't appreciate, and it's going to trigger something bigger. I
mm,
will come in and I will say something like, hey, why don't we do this? How about we try that? And that way you can do this and you can do that, or you can decide for yourself. What do you want to do? And make lighter of the situation than what it is.
mm,
And hopefully most of the time they will follow. Yeah, that's a great idea. But it takes communication. You have to be in communication with that child so they will respond the way that you want them to. So
mm,
it doesn't just happen overnight. It takes
mm,
observation to know what triggers them,
mhm,
but also come up with a solution, several solutions, as to when you see something about to happen, you have to look for it. And when you know something is about to happen, like when mom and dad come downstairs and they want to see mom and dad, and you know mom and dad are going to be here and get some water and go back upstairs because they're working. Uh, you got to come up with a don't fall out on me, don't have a fit on me. And I know you want mom and dad. You got to come up with something to tell that child so it won't be a knockdown, drag out, all of that. You got to come
mm,
up with something for that. So if you
mm.
don't have something in mind, I suggest you get it together and get it in mind,
Amazing. We lost
because
you. We lost you on Instagram. The last
I
thing.
know I something came down and it wouldn't move. I couldn't
Oh,
see. And
okay.
I tried to swipe up and it swiped over and completely took me off of Instagram. So I apologize.
It's all
But
right.
my thing is those triggers is what I look for. Communication is what I do best with the kids. And if there is a problem with the child, finding your still small voice so that they will know that you mean business, because some things are just unavoidable. But if you know that behavior is coming, or whatever you say or whatever you do, they're going to do this, find your
Mm,
still small voice.
mm,
And it turns into a different conversation then. But when you find that still small voice, it usually works too. So
mhm.
go ahead. That's just my first little tidbit.
My approach when it comes to behavior is not to focus on the behavior, it's to focus on the need of the child. So the child is trying to communicate something to me and I'm not quite getting it. So I have a certain amount of
Mm-hmm.
time to try to understand how I can support and help this child. Um, and I'll use my boys as a example because the older one, Docs, he has a temper. He really does. He really has a temper, and he can literally switch within seconds and go from being the sweetest child to then literally screaming out of frustration, throwing things, kicking, hitting. And for me, I'm not really fussed by that behavior, even though I don't tolerate it. And we'll have a conversation about that after, you know, when you are feeling this way, or, once we've identified the emotion that they're feeling, I would then
Mm-hmm.
help him with coping mechanisms and coping strategies to cope when he feels that way without being, violent or, hitting or, screaming and shouting. So for me, it's always, I try to take more of a calm approach and more of a loving approach. So I don't want to sound like it's being unrealistic, but it's just what I've always tried, which is asking, I always ask them, what can I do to make you happy? And that that is something that I always ask the children, because at the moment I can see they're unhappy. So what is it Shada can do to help you be happy, or to find your happiness, or find your happy? And that always tends to work. Like I said, this doesn't work with every single child, but the compassionate approach, or just being more patient. A lot of parents I speak to, I know a lot of them say my patience is the issue. So I understand your approach is good, but when I'm impatient, I get angry, I shout, the child shouts, and really that's just a recipe for disaster. Um, so thank you to everyone coming in, by the way. But yeah, so I always try to find out what the need of the child is. And I allow them to, if they are having a meltdown, I allow them to have the meltdown. I allow them to calm down by themselves naturally. I stay close by as long as I'm not in close range of being hurt, because I still want to make sure that I'm not being attacked. And I make sure that they are not in danger. But I allow them to have it, and I say, it's okay to feel the way that you're feeling. Let that emotion run through you. And once that emotion runs through you, we can have a conversation, or we can have a talk about it. And I tend to find that approach really does help. Now, I haven't always been that way. I think over the years, I've become more patient with age. And I think over the years, I've tried so many different methods, but I tend to find that that one works the most. Sometimes you do get children that genuinely just do not care, and they will just punch you in the face, and nothing that you try to do is going to work. With those ones, you need to be firm but fair. Firm but fair. You have to make sure that there's boundaries in place, and those boundaries are: you are absolutely fine to cry. It's fine to cry. It's fine to be upset. It's fine. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to feel angry. But what you're not going to do when you feel those emotions is physically attack others. That's not okay. But you can feel that emotion, but you still need to be very mindful of your behavior and how you react to that. And we can do some coping mechanisms, like, Mindful Nanny, she works very good with children doing mindfulness, and that's one thing I work very closely with the children, doing mindfulness, making them aware of their behaviors and their surroundings and their actions, and how, certain things make them feel. So I'm big on that. I like to talk to children about the consequences. I like to talk to children about why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, and ways that we can cope, instead of, positive reinforcement, instead of, focusing on the behavior, per
Right.
se, if that makes sense. Someone's
Well,
got a comment, a long one. I think you should read it. Can you see it?
I can't
Or can
see
I
it.
see? Okay, you can't. All right, I'll read it for you.
Okay.
There's no echo. It sounds perfect. Hi, the Spanish governess. So it says
I don't see
here.
any of these.
That's all right. Alison Piper says, "Hi, Alison. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. How are you? My nanny kids only throw tantrums with the parents because they know they end up getting their way, which is extremely frustrating." Yeah,
That
it's just the
it
norm.
happens. It's
Yeah,
the
it's just the
norm.
norm.
It's the norm.
Yeah,
I
it is,
totally
because
agree.
children know what they can get away with different people. And you always
Yes.
find, if you ask the teachers how the children are in school, you always hear, "Oh yeah, they're great," and you're like, "Huh?" But at home, it's a completely different child. And even when certain things happen, you say, "Oh, did he do okay with that? Or did she do okay with that?" And they're like, "Yeah, absolutely fine, no issue." So that already lets you know that the child is aware of certain boundaries with certain adults. So yeah, that's the same for me. I went to visit my boys a few weeks ago, and it was meltdown after meltdown after meltdown. I had not seen a meltdown in ages, ages. And I was like, whoa, this looks like what it was like in the beginning when I started. But it'll be interesting now that I'll be doing like ad hoc work for my old family. It'll be really interesting to go in and see what the boys are like. Especially with me, I want to see if they revert back to how they were before, or if there's going to be new challenges. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I try to, like you said, focus on the positive. When they start having the meltdowns, I try to see the targets first, the targeted whatever triggers, not targets,
Yeah.
triggers. I try to fight the triggers first because I know
Mm-hmm.
some things
Prevention.
are just going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
if I can't get, if I know this is going to be inevitable, and I always tell them, it's okay for you to be upset. It's okay for you to be angry. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
over here. When you get done, we can talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, everybody, shoot, I'm 54 years old and I cry sometimes
You
too
look
because I'm
good.
mad. I cry and I get it all out and I scream and I do whatever else I got to do. I go for a walk. I pray about it. I cry about it. I sing about it. I
The
play
kids
my
don't have that
happiness.
though.
No,
They
they
don't have
don't.
that coping
They don't have
mechanism.
that coping mechanism.
That's why we
But
teach them.
but when they get done, and I tell them it's okay for you to be angry as long as they're not throwing things and trying to destroy something. I let them have that time. I let them get it out. I let them cry because holding it inside is sometimes more detrimental because I know sometimes we tell little boys, man up, little boys not supposed to be crying. Stop acting like a little
Oh, I
girl.
hate that saying.
I
It makes
hate
me cringe.
I have three boys.
I hate
Don't tell
it.
my boys that because they need to
What does
be
it even mean? What does it mean? Man
because
up. What does that mean?
I know, right?
It
I
really grinds my nut. I really hate that.
I I
I just
hate
think
it
it's the worst thing you could say.
when I hate it when um they're told little boys are not supposed to cry. Well,
Oh,
if little boys don't get a
it's
hold of their
heartbreaking.
emotions when
Heartbreaking.
they're little and find ways to control their emotions when they are little, guess what they're going to be when they grow up? Angry, aggressive men. Unless they learn,
Emotionally unintelligent.
yes, and they won't pick up on the cues of somebody being mad at them. They won't pick up
Nope.
on the cues of of you hurt my feelings. They
Mm-hmm.
won't pick up on those cues because it's all about me. I'm mad. I'm angry. Whatever I say goes. And because I'm mad, you're going to do what I say. And uh-uh. You can get angry. That's cool. Have no problem with that. But when you get done, let's talk about it. What
Mm.
made you angry? Why do you feel this way? You know, it could be, I don't like this because, it scares me. If you don't let them tell you that it scares me and that's why I'm having these feelings because I don't want to be scared, and please don't make me do that because it scares me. If you don't let them have those feelings and let them get those feelings out,
Mm.
then it's going to continue to scare them, and you're going to be it's going to be continued something that's going to continue to be forced upon them, and they're going to
Mm.
learn, well, you just have to be scared then because I'm going to force it upon you because it was thrust upon them.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they make that connection that I don't want to do the same thing to somebody else that is being done to me,
Mm.
they will make a connection of I'm going to do it anyway. You're going to do it anyway because I don't care if it scares you. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care what you say. I don't care why you're upset. But you want them to care because caring is an emotion that calms you down. Caring
Mm.
is an emotion, and now sometimes I can just look at the kids and they'll look at me and know they're doing something wrong, know they're going to aggravate their brother or their sister, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, what do you say? And they'll go and they'll apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. What and ask them, what are you sorry for? Do you know what you're sorry for? Not just because you told them go tell them you're sorry.
Mm.
For what? I don't know what I did.
Mm.
And if you don't feel like you did anything, then what you apologizing for? So
Trust
you
me.
have to give them words, give them time to calm down, give them time to talk it out, give them ask open-ended questions so that you can find out what's wrong with them. What
Mm.
triggered it, like I said, what triggered that behavior? And if you find out what triggered that behavior, you could possibly avoid that behavior in the future by knowing the triggers that
Mm-hmm.
are things that are going to set them off. So if you don't
Mm-hmm.
readily set them off, that day can go wholly totally different, because one incident can drive the whole day downhill. I
Mm-hmm.
got mad at 8 o'clock this morning. I'm gonna be mad for the rest of the day. And you could be there
Mm-hmm.
till 6 o'clock, and everything you do, they go back to that one behavior, that one thought,
Mm-hmm.
that first thought. She made me mad this morning. Wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute. She made me mad this morning. Everything is a whine. Everything is a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have those conversations, if you don't find out what's wrong with that child, if you don't give them a chance to express themselves, and stop saying kids should be seen and not heard.
That's such an old school saying.
I know, but people still
It's
say
such an
it.
old school saying. And another saying that I really don't like, I'm trying to not use the word hate, is do as I say, not as I do. Huh? What? Excuse me? Padding?
And this is
It
that
makes no
opposite.
sense.
It's the exact
It's the
opposite.
opposite, because I'm so
Yes.
big on parents and just adults around children being role models. Children
Mm-hmm.
see, and they learn from what they see. They learn from us. Children are born, yeah, and they are just so innocent and so pure and so nurturing and caring naturally. And then us adults corrupt them because we teach them how to lie. We teach them how to do all these things, right? That they see through us. And then you spend most of your adult life on learning certain behaviors that you
Yes.
were taught, not consciously, but subconsciously. And this is why I think it's so important. The language you use around your children, the things that you speak. And obviously I'm brought up as in a Jamaican household. And um there's a saying, when big people are talk. So when big people are talking, children shouldn't be there. And I that's probably the only thing I kind of agree with, because I think if adult issues are being discussed, I don't think children should have to hear adult content or think like adult issues, because to me that already tarnishes the child innocence. And it's funny enough, because when I was doing my masters, I did a module on child innocence, and it was so important. You know, the things that we learned in that module just opened my eyes. Like, I knew quite a lot before, but then we had to analyze certain film scenes of children. Obviously, films are not true, but there was scenes that were based on true stories, and it was just so important. Um,
Mm-hmm.
to see, identify when a child loses their innocence, and whether that is a choice of the child or if it's been forced upon them from their environment and the adults within their environment. And it was just so sad to see. And I even see it within my own family sometimes. Like, I have a niece that is so innocent. Like, she's just the sweetest. She's so innocent. Sometimes I even forget, because she's quite tall for her age. I forget how young she is, because she'll say something and I'm like, oh, you're still a baba, you know? But because she's so tall, I sometimes forget that she's younger than what she is. So
Right.
and then I see my older nieces and nephews, and I'm like, they lost their innocence way too quick, because they're talking to me about things they shouldn't be talking to me about. Like, your child, whether you're a teenager or not, you shouldn't know these things, you know. So for me, I'm so big on making sure that we model the best that we can. We're not perfect, you know. We're not perfect. We're all human. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect. There's no such thing. But if you can, just be more mindful or aware of your behaviors and your language that you speak around your children, because it's so important. Children learn from that. And in terms of like behavior, if you give in, or you give attention to negative behaviors that your children show, when I say negative, I don't even like to use that word, because I think if a child shows behavior, it's a form of communication. So I shouldn't even say that it's negative. So if you give into behaviors that are inappropriate, I will say, so the kicking, the hitting, the screaming, the shouting, the pinching, the punching, all that stuff. When you ignore positive things that your children do, and you don't give them positive reinforcement and positive praise, when they do the littlest things, even if it's something new that they've done or something that they should do anyway, still give them credit for it, because that
Yes.
can really build up their confidence, that can really build up their self-esteem and their sense of self. And, you know, they would want to do more when they have that encouragement. If you don't do that, but you give in to a lot of the behavior when it's not going the way you want it to go, your child is going to subconsciously understand, this is how I communicate with my mom, or this is how I communicate with my dad. They're not going to know that this is good or bad. Yeah, they're not going to know that. They're just going to know, when I do this, this is the reaction I get. And that's the kind of reaction I'm trying to get to. So it's so important to have a balance with the positivity and the not so positive behaviors, because if you feed into one more than the other, it can cause issues on both sides. But I tend to find a lot with my parent coaching, a lot of the parents, they will, as soon as their child does something out of line, they will they will quick be on the child. But then their child will do something really good, like, you know, share a toy with the sibling or something, which is a really good thing. And it won't get acknowledged. And I'm like, why was that not highlighted? You know, you just ignored that really kind gesture.
Right.
But the moment he goes and whacks his brother in the head, you're like, Tommy, stop that. And I'm like, whoa. Balance here. Where's the balance? You know, so just be more mindful, parents, if you're watching this, of, you know, the behaviors that you feed into. You might not even be aware that you're doing it. But yeah, thank you. Honest Care Nanny said, preach.
I know.
She said, because yeah, Mai would say that all the time. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Because it's attention-seeking behavior. That's what you're teaching them. If I'm going to do so, if I can't get your attention when I'm doing something good, but I get all of your attention when I'm doing something bad, kids don't care. They will do something bad to deliberately get your attention. And we call it
attention, good attention.
Yeah, you're pushing my buttons. Why is she pushing my buttons? Well, are you giving her attention and saying, good job sharing with your sister? Good job sharing your toy with your brother. Good job picking up the toys. Look for little things to praise them, because those, when they get the most attention, the ones they get the most attention out are the ones they will repeat, because they love that attention. If you are giving praise to every bad thing that they do, when I say praise, I mean giving attention to every bad thing that they do. They took a pencil that they weren't supposed to take. Why did you take that pencil? That don't belong to you. Put it back over there. Okay.
Language as well.
Or when they like Shada said, when they share with their friends, or they volunteer to take the trash out, and you know they're not big enough to take the trash out, but you know, let them help you do whatever it is. They want to help you take the trash out. That's a good trait. Thank you so much. Come on, let's go do this. Okay, so I need you to put this in here and that in there, and let's take it out. And even if you have to hold the top of the bag and let them walk with their hands wrapped around the sides of it, walking, and you walk slow behind them, let them do it and praise them when they do it, because that's the trait that they're learning. Mom likes this about me. Dad likes this about me. I feel good about myself when I do this. Or you can get the opposite side of that, and they're always screaming and yelling at each other. They're always screaming. And think about what you are doing, what you are modeling. If you are always, Johnny, come here. I know you hear me. Guess what they're going to do when they get with their friends? Get over here. I know you hear me. They're emulating exactly what you're doing in the same tone that you're doing it in. The conversations that you have, like Shada said, kids don't need to be in the room when grown folks are having conversations, because they pick up on your conversations and they learn how to use those words in the right spot. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be in front of your guests or in front of somebody, and they will say it, and people be looking at you like, oh, so what are you teaching in your, what you teaching these kids? But you have to decide what you want your child to learn. Do you want them to learn how to scream and yell at each other? or do you want them to know how to use their words using kindly?
Mm.
Because when I talk after they have their temper tantrum and they fit and everything, and we talk, okay, what's going on? Why are you so sad? What made you so sad? And continue to ask questions so they'll open up. And because you never know. Um, Kids at the park. I take kids 17, 18 months old. They get on the swings. I start swinging them and they start going. I take them out immediately. I don't just assume, oh, you keep on swinging, you'll learn to love it. No, they may be having stomach issues. I've always had stomach issues on the swing. I go too high, my stomach starts cringing. I feel like I gotta throw up. Nobody wants to feel that. No, but as an adult, you don't want to feel that. Think about it. Kids are little, they're just little humans. You're human too. They're just in a
Mm.
smaller body, but they have
Mhm.
feelings, they have emotions, they have trauma because that could
Mhm.
traumatize a child. They don't want to go on the swings because it makes their stomach hurt. Now, when they get older, they may like the swings. But right now, if I put, a little child in there and they're like, we coming right on up out of the swing because it
Mhm.
may have it may when you swing your stomach muscles clench and it's for balance. You don't know. I mean, as an adult, we're so used to it. It balance. We are balancing. We walk. We use our balance every every day just to sit up. You don't understand it because you've been sitting up for so long. Let something happen to you and you have to retrain those muscles. I had surgery and I had to retrain those muscles. I didn't realize how much you use your core until I had that surgery. And I was like, oh, Lord, just riding home in the car, turning the corner. The speed limit is 55. I think we were going like 35 miles an hour because every bump, every turn, every swerve, my stomach started going like
Going
this.
home after surgery is the worst. Oh
Yes.
my
So
god.
think about that child. That child is feeling things that they don't want to feel. Take them out of the swing. If they don't want to be on a merry-go-round, oh, stop being a sissy. Going around this. No, you are traumatizing that child. You are creating a behavior, and they will always hate it. If you give them a chance to try it out themselves, to explore it themselves without you whoosh, you on the merry-go-round and you whooshing it around and they're like, oh my God. No. Let them go over there and push it themselves. And even if they just start out pushing. But you're gonna cause behavior in children and you don't even know, and they're not old enough to even talk to tell you, my stomach hurts when you do that. Well, they are talking to
They would
you.
just cry. That's how
Yes,
babies communicate. They
that's how
cry.
they communicate. The look on their face, the frowns on their face, like I don't want to do this. The horrified look on their face. Take them out. Stop whatever it is that you're doing. Stop because they can't take it. They can't stand it. So that's all I'm saying. Please.
Mm. I'm just saying.
That's right. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
You
Oh
kill
my
me.
god, Jess, are you for real? Jess, let's say Len just said, hello, sorry I'm late. I fell asleep. At 9 o'clock. That's early. This
Well,
is Jess, by the way, that
she
slept. How long did she sleep in the day? For 4 hours and then went to bed. She had a 4 hour nap in the day and then went to bed at like 10 o'clock and slept for 12 hours. What did she go with at
she
night?
may
I couldn't
her
believe
body
it.
may require more sleep.
Yeah, no, her
You
body
never
needs
know.
to, whatever your body has, maybe it has a lot of melatonin, it needs to give me some because sleep is something that I barely have. I was gonna say, you mentioned something about in terms of behavior, and I wanted to say that a good way to help. She fell asleep at 8:15 with the light on. Bless her. A good thing to help children understand or recognize different emotions is through play. Role play is really good as well. You know, a lot of children like to play babies. I used to always have to be the baby. So I used to use, when it was my, always, and I had to, Tada, you go on your knees. You have to go on your knees. No, baby, don't stand up. And I'm like, oh, my knees, my bad knees as well. So it's like, I used to use that opportunity when I was the baby to show different emotions. So then the child would understand, you know, what different emotions I was having. And I love to see within that play how the child responded to that. So sometimes I would even go back and say, do you remember when we were playing babies and the baby was really upset? Or remember when we did this and the baby was really happy? How did that baby behave? How did they act? Did they do this or did they do that? Or, you know, and then also teaching your children kind behavior. The
Yes.
kind behavior and the opposite to kind behavior. Because every parent must want their children to grow up and be a kind human. So using those language, kind behavior, yeah, it teaches them the difference, what is kind and what's not kind. And so when they are, you know, having a meltdown or they're getting, you know, frustrated or they're not behaving or they're not listening, you can always ask them, are you practicing kind behavior? Like we spoke. And they're going to know from you modeling kind behavior that it's not. And then they're going to be mindful and be like, okay, I'm not being kind, which means I'm doing the opposite, right? Being the opposite of kind is unkind, and that's not kind of what we want in this household, or that's not the kind of person we want you to grow up to be. We don't want you to be an unkind person. So those kind of behaviors I found when I use them with children, it really, really helps. And children, I'm talking toddlers and up. And also through play, there's loads of things. You can go online. Google is your best friend, and Google, you know, ways to teach children about emotions through play. And one of the things that I think is a very popular one that I use is emotion dolls. So it has, you know, you cut out a little piece of paper, you draw a different emotion on that paper, you put it on a lollipop stick and you lift it up and you got different emotions. And you can play a game. I'm an ex-drama teacher. So what I used to do with my drama class was I would have the stick or I'll have it on a piece of paper and I'll show a different emotion. And then my students would have to show me how they show that emotion. So it will be love. And then they will have to show love towards someone or say happiness, frustration, anger, confused. So they're different, you know, techniques and ways that you can use drama, which is also part of expressive arts, which is also a part of the early years foundation stage here in the UK. So you're teaching your children, you're helping their development, and you're also helping them to understand and regulate their emotions by identifying how they feel. Once a child can identify how they feel, it's easier for them to communicate it to you how they are feeling because they associate that emotion and they now have the terminology. Whereas before, they probably feel the emotion, don't have the terminology, and that's where the frustration kicks in, right? That's where you get the screaming, the shouting, and the anger because they can't express to you how they genuinely want to express. But if you, as a parent, can help them, or you, as a nanny or the childcare professional that looks after that child, can help them to connect the two pieces together, that would really, really help that child to grow up to be an emotionally intelligent child, emotionally intelligent human, adult. And I think it helped me, and it helps me as well to learn how to be more patient with children or to find different coping mechanisms to, you know, encourage them and always making them feel like they have a safe place within me to speak on how they feel. So I will ask them, how are you feeling today? You know, and if they say, I don't know, you say, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you this? You that? You know, you give them different emotions. I'm very dramatic, so I always act it out. They find it really funny. Yeah, so they find it really funny. So, you know, and it's just a really good creative way. Sorry, how do I keep burping? This is so bad. I think it's because I had where is it? A smoothie. It just made me like ugh, full of gas. So yeah, it just really helps the children to, you know, identify how they're feeling, how to regulate their emotions. I'm really passionate about this, as you can probably tell, because I love to show love to people in general.
Yeah.
But I love expressing love to children because they're so receptive to it. And it's very rare, unless a child has been neglected or mistreated or being brought up in a setting where they're not used to love, they will normally react, you know, in a negative way towards it because they don't understand it. And that is a key reason why I have dreams of being a foster parent, because a lot of those children have not experienced love. They don't know how to regulate their emotions. They've never been taught. And I just think with my vast amount of experience and love and knowledge, oh my God, I'll be such a good foster mom. Don't you think, Angela?
I do. Honestly, I do. Yeah, I mean,
I just can't wait.
when you are, but listen, but the thing about that is, if you have those children for a long period of time, they become technically, in your heart, they become yours. Sometimes the pushing of the button as a mom and the pushing of a button as a nanny is two different pushing of the buttons.
Thanks. Mm-hmm.
And when you push those, when that child pushes those buttons as mom, you're like, but as a nanny, you're like, it's like a totally different attitude. Is because
you know, emotion is
you know that that's not your child. When you're a nanny, you know that that's not your child, and you react totally different to get them to get the reaction that you want. As a parent, sometimes it's in the back of your head to react this way, but the forefront of your, it's like if they're trying to flip on you, you're like, and then you catch yourself like, okay, that's probably not the best way to handle this. Let me put the nanny hat back on. Let me flip this back around. Because as a mom, I can tell you that situation when you said, oh, they're so good when they go to school or when they go somewhere. Oh, they're so good. They're so, oh, you had child. I was like, are you talking about my children? The ones that I'm raising, the ones that live in my house? You know, because I know what they do at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, let's do this. Come on, let's do that. Come on, let's do that. When I go to work with my nanny kids, and it's like a totally different attitude, and they just do it. And it's like my attitude towards that child reflects on how they react to what I say. So when I say something, or I try to get that across to them as a mom, it may be a totally different attitude. I may mean the same thing behind it, but the attitude in which I do it in could be totally different than when as a nanny. I think it's like that something in the brain that clicks, like this is not that this is not your child over here, but this is your child over here.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a maternal instinct. But when you're a nanny, you have a maternal instinct too. But I just think it's like two sides of the brain.
Very different.
And it's two attitudes that are totally different because, oh, that's my child. That my child don't act like that. My child don't do this. My child don't do that. But you get to the nanny. Now, why is this child acting like this? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, and you come up with a plan, and you come up with a plan, and you totally react differently to your nanny kids because you already know. Okay, I know this child. I think it's like an emotional attachment. It's something.
But also, it could be that you're regulated as a nanny. There's certain things you just can't do. As a mother, no one can't tell you nothing. I blessed you.
That's
and brought you into the world. I can take you out. I used to hear that a lot. Yes. My mom used to let me know
right away.
Hello. I was a good child, but I was cheeky. And I still am. I have a mouth on me, and so I need to watch how I speak sometimes because I know I'm very blunt. I'm very direct. I've always been that way since I was a child. So I didn't know sometimes that I was overstepping the mark because I was just being honest. So I was just being honest. I was very stubborn as well. If I said something and I felt like I was not wrong, you couldn't tell me nothing. That's how I was as a child. So my mom used to just give me a look and she said, I brought you into this world and I can take you out.
Yeah, but
So
and
yeah.
you're right. It's a regulation in your brain. It's like, okay, click nanny mode, click mama mode, click nanny mode,
Mm,
click mama mode. So you have to they're doing that mommy mode and that nanny mode, but it's still, I think, as a foster parent, and if you go on to adopt, especially if you adopt them, oh, you mine now. It's like
mm,
you can let go of that. Sometimes you let go of um that mentality of, okay, so I don't want social services to come in here and find me doing this, I'm find me doing that, even though you're not doing anything technically wrong, but it's just
mm.
the attitude in which you're doing it in.
You're regulated,
Because yes,
and
when you
as a
let
mother,
go of
you're
that,
not regulated.
when you let go of that regulation, oh, it's on and popping in. Oh, we,
No, popping in. You
we,
sound really
we
country when you said that.
I, I, my husband tells me all the time I'm country, which is
Yeah,
ghetto and country together, country.
country. Yeah, that's like clatchet, ratchet, and classy. Clatchet.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But like I
I
said,
love it.
you have to know your your children. You have to know their reactions.
Mm,
Once you get to know them through
mm.
observation, and a lot of behaviors can be avoided
Avoided.
just by
Yeah,
observation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if you put me in that swing and my stomach is hurting and you won't take me out, more than likely my stomach's going to be hurting for a while because you have totally upset the insides of me. And it's going to be hurting for a while. So I'm going to be
You're
in a
just
foul
sweet.
mood. I'm going to be in a foul mood for a while. So don't expect that child to come up out of it, you know.
Mm,
And especially don't take me to the park, put me in the swings, and my stomach feeling cray cray. Then you take me home and try to feed me. I may
mm-hmm.
throw it up, you know, because my stomach is just like. So as
So
I
what would you
said,
say that your free tips for parents or nannies or anyone that has a child to helping them regulate their emotions and understand their emotions, dealing with behavior? What would you say are
uh,
your
first
free
of all,
quick tips?
observation, observation,
Observation.
observation. Observe your child, know your child, and number two is uh, regulation. Regulate yourself as a parent. And number three is think about your emotions before you thrust yourself upon your child. Think about how you would feel. They
Mm-hmm.
are little people and they still have emotions, and their emotions run higher than ours do. So think about, put yourself in their shoes before you go in. Why did you do this? What? Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
I would
draw
say,
more
oh, sorry, go
honey,
ahead.
you draw more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. That's all I'm gonna say. Your turn.
What? Say that. Wait, say that again. Hold
You
up.
draw more flies with honey than you
Honey.
do with vinegar. In other words, if you go in there with your honey sweet voice and talk
Yeah.
to them, and let you, like you said, that caring
Yeah.
voice, so that
Yeah.
they know you care about me and you really want to know what's wrong with me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But if you come at me with that, okay, shut
Mm.
down.
Shut
And
down.
the
Yeah.
wall
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
up, I shut down.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
whatever you say, boss.
Yeah.
And that's it. But
That makes sense. I've
if
never
you
heard
really
that
want to
saying, so that
know,
was interesting. That was interesting. Very
yeah. Well,
interesting. Wait, what
well,
would I
that's a
say with
good
my
thing.
three? My three would be first one is to remain calm, check yourself, allow the child to express themselves freely, and then always respond with love and understanding. That's what I would say.
Yes, respond out of love and understanding. Don't respond
Yeah.
out of anger, and because
With
sometimes
frustration.
I walk away,
I feel like I'm
and I was
sneezed. Hold
like,
on.
okay, when I will put myself in timeout, and I will tell the kids, okay, um, Gigi is going to timeout. Well, what, Gigi? Because Gigi is angry right now, and Gigi needs a timeout. And I will walk away. And I had a 2-year-old. Well, he's almost 3, and I told him I was putting myself in timeout. Do you know he came over there? When I just went, we were in the same room. I just went to sit on the very end of the couch, like in the little corner of the couch, and I was just like, he came over there, climbed up on the couch, and hugged me around my neck. Do you know that just melted everything? When you show kindness
Children, they
and
naturally show
care,
compassion.
they are naturally compassionate children. They're naturally compassionate. If you show them compassion and you show them that you care, when you are hurt, when they are hurt, and we hug on them and kiss the boo boos and all that, they will come back and do the same thing.
It's true.
And that just totally just melted everything. Almost had me in tears. I was like, okay, I can't cry in front of this 2-year-old.
But it's true, because like you
care.
just said, it's the truth. It's the truth, because even when like I've been not even upset, but I've it's like children pick up on when your mood is not there, and when I like pretend to be upset, like with our role play with the boys, Fox will always say to me, he'll say, what can I do to make you happy? And I know he's learned that through me saying it to him. This make you happy? And then he'll go get a toy. This make you happy? He'll bring something else. This make you happy? And I'm like, bless you. It's just the sweetest thing when you see little things that you've taught them and they implement it. It's just the sweetest thing. Do you have any announcements?
Yes, I do. I do.
Before Instagram kick us out with their faces out.
Okay. So Saturday, I was trying to find it. The NSE fund, the Nanny Sitter Fund. I'm gonna see if I can find it. NSE. There we go. Saturday night, the NSE Fund is having a mask arrayed karaoke, and I am hosting. Yes. So is you text NSE Fund to 44321 to donate and sing. Any donation can be $1, can be $5, whatever you want to donate. And we're going to sing on Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you donate.
Singing? Who's singing?
I don't know. Whoever donates to sing. Well, it's karaoke. It's a masquerade karaoke. So you donate to sing. And we're going to have some fun.
Can you donate and not sing?
You can donate and not sing. You can donate and not sing, or you can donate to sing. But it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember that our clocks have not gone back, so you better push it up an hour. On your time. Our clocks don't go back until technically Saturday night into Sunday.
The other day I missed Nanny Cello and Crystal's live. I was there at 11 o'clock, like waiting for them, like, are they late or something? And look, I said, they've already. I said, no, they've already done the live. They did at 10 English time, but I was waiting for 11 o'clock, so now it's 10 o'clock. But I just was like, you know what? When I get some time, I'll try my best to watch it.
Next week you can catch up. So
I was just like, I was probably ready. This is the first time in ages. I was like, I'm gonna catch their live. I missed it.
Yeah. So last week.
What's your other announcement?
My other announcement is on Friday night. Nanny Sharz. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Not Nanny Sharz. Is it this Friday? No, it's never mind. It's next Friday night. They were just on last Friday night. But my other announcement is Monday night on Ask the Nanny. We're going to have the Nanny Challenge Giving. I know that I said we were going to have it this week, but something came up and we had to change the plans. But I promise you, Nanny Challenge Giving is going to be live on Ask the Nanny on Facebook and on YouTube. So catch us Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. By then, our clocks will have turned back, so it'll be perfect timing for you. Same time that you always do.
Okay, all right.
It's for Nanny Sharz
So I'll
Giving.
work it out.
So
Mm-hmm.
several nannies around the United States and wherever else that are participating in the Nanny Sharz Giving. Several of us are doing books. Some of us are doing pamper drives. Some of us are doing baby showers. Some of us are doing Christmas boxes. So and some of us are donating coats. So it just depends on where you are as to what we're doing. But we're gonna have that on Monday night, the
Mm-hmm.
the 9th. So I mean the second. It's still October. The second. I don't know why I'm thinking. I just did the second. I just wrote that down. Okay.
Yeah.
So and I have Nanny Chella has extended the deadline to November the 13th. So I have extended the deadline for our giving on giving of the books and the pajamas. If you can find the link on my Instagram, or you can find the link on my Ask the Nanny page and on my Facebook page. Uh, so you can give. There's a link. You can donate. You can send from any parts of the country. So please donate. We're donating to books and pajamas. The pajama program. That's what Ask the Nanny is doing here in Austin, Texas. So please donate from wherever you are.
Donate. Can I say some announcements quickly?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So here in the UK, we're going to do the Nanny Chella's Giving. We don't really celebrate Thanksgiving here, but I think it's an amazing thing that Nanny Chella is doing. So when she asked me, I could not decline at all because I'm all about giving back. So we had a plan to do a 2-hour workshop in a domestic violence refuge, but due to tier 2, us going into tier 2 in here in London, they didn't. The refuge were a bit nervous about the whole COVID regulations, and they cancelled. So, any nannies watching this that reached out to me in the first place and wanted to get involved, please do reach out again, because I've seemed to have lost a lot of messages in the sea of messages that I get a day. I need your numbers, because what I'm going to start doing is the second thing that we're going to do, plan B, is we are going to be, I need nannies in London that have cars that can volunteer to do a food shop with me. We are going to ask for donations, money donations, and we're going to do a big food shop in a supermarket, and then we're going to donate to the food banks here in the UK, because there's a crisis at the moment with a lot of families that are, not able to feed their children during half term. And I want to just make sure that we can provide the different food banks with the ingredients that they need to, pass on to these families. So if there is any nannies that have cars that want to help volunteer, please get in touch with me. I'm going to need you. I can drive, so we can take turns. That's fine. Just put me on your insurance, girl. And we are going to I'm going to send that. I'm going to make a WhatsApp group and get us all together. And I want us all to volunteer and go to different food banks and give them the food that we've collected from the supermarket. I can't wait to do it and take a really big picture. I've got a car, Shada. I'll pick you up. Yay! Let's stay in. Thank you. That would be amazing. That's really good, because I want to make sure I can get some other nannies on board. A few nannies did reach out to me, but I am going to, from tomorrow, I'm going to be setting up a WhatsApp group with everyone, and seeing what our availabilities are. My second announcement is that my nanny and mentoring, the prices are going up from the 31st of October. That will be the last day for you to get it at the price that it's at now. From the 1st of November, it will be going up. So please make sure that you book if you want me as your mentor. There's so many benefits that come with it. Have a look at my website, www.nannysharz.com. Have a look there. I managed to get a few nannies last week, which was amazing. I got some British nannies now. A lot of my mentees were in America, but now I've got some British nannies, which is amazing. You don't have to be a new nanny either. You could be in the game for however long. I have nannies with tons of experience, ranging from 10 years, 15 years, 1 year, 5 years. So it really doesn't matter. Someone asked me the other day, I'm not a new nanny, can I join? And I was like, yes, of course you can. If you want to build your brand, find your nanny niche. If you want to learn how to market yourself. Even if you don't want a business, you just want to learn how to be more assertive and set boundaries and things like that. It's so important, so important to get a mentor. And I have been working as well on some guides to get to you guys, and some ebooks as well. There's been a bit of delay with that, but I will be announcing it. It's not my fault. I've been getting help with it. But hi, Nanny Kim on the go. But yeah, so I will be announcing that soon. Also, guys, I got some good news. I got nominated for an award. Can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
Girl, put your crown on.
So, you know, I've been on, you know, a public platform for 6 months, and I've been nominated because of my social media, online and social media award for the Nursery World Awards 2020. I've been shortlisted. I don't even know who nominated me, so I just want to say thank you. I know. Yay! I just can't believe it. I'm just, oh man, it's just made my day yesterday when I got the email and I had to read it like, huh? You know, no, wait.
Hold on, let me put my glasses on.
Literally, I swear to you, I was like, let me get my glasses because my eyes deceiving me, and it was like, congratulations, you've been nominated for an award. I was like, me, 6 months in, I was like, wow. So thank you to, if you're watching this and you nominated me, I just want to say thank you because
yes, thank you,
made my day. You made my mom's day as well. She's just gonna be like, I have an award winner. I said, Mom, I haven't won anything yet. Yes, you have. You've won it. Like she was so. I love my mom. She's like my.
Let your mama speak to it, girl. Let her speak to it. Words.
Imagine though. Imagine if I win. Yes. I hope so. Fingers crossed. Yes. But I'm in a category with, you know, other people that are really good. They're giving back to the community. They're doing really well. So yeah, I don't think you can vote either, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, I let's see how it goes. The awards being nominated. Yeah, I know. I can't believe it.
And you know how many people who want to be nominated?
They said over 1,000 entries. I was like, what? Yeah, it was really tough. I was like, and I got shortlisted. What? This is mad. I couldn't believe it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. So, yeah, guys, on the 4th of February, 5 p.m. UK time, the 4th of February, 2021, please tune in. It's 5 p.m. UK time. I really would love if you guys could support me. That would be amazing. Put it in your diary, the 4th of Feb. Yeah, it's the 4th of Feb. I hope I'm not saying it wrong.
Okay, smile. Yeah. Smile, because I know we've run out of time. Smile. Cheese. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to get that picture, you know, that y'all see when it comes up. Yeah, that's what we're trying to get that picture.
Oh, it's your birthday. Let's say Lynn's birthday on that day. Amazing. Yeah. Hopefully I'll win. Give me some birthday luck.
I haven't seen. I can't see the
comment. Oh, let's say that's my birthday, so I can't forget. Nanny Kim on the go says, congratulations, so excited for you. Thank you. Let's Taylor said, congratulations. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. I can't believe it. I was like, what?
Yay. We doing big things, girl.
Yeah. I always want to be like award-winning nanny. So imagine if I win, I can actually say that. Oh my God.
Okay, so when you're writing the book.
I've been praying.
When you're writing the book. When you're writing your
I've been working on my book for like 2 years, so that's coming soon as well. So don't worry.
All right. Oh, speaking of books, Nanny Kim has a book coming out. Nanny Kim on the Go. The Perfect Nanny. You can pre-order on her website, nannykimOnTheGo.com. And guess what? I have a book coming out. Mine's a cookbook. It's
yes.
You know. So
yes, with some vegan meals in there.
Yes, I cooked a vegan meal. You didn't even show up.
I'm sorry. You should have notified me. You should have notified me.
Look at my emotions.
Right, we're just going to calm down. What can we do to make you happy?
Breathe. As Cece tells me, breathe. Woosah. Go take a
Guys,
walk.
we are losing the plot. We love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Yay.
It's going to be at
See you
normal
next
time,
week.
3
Yes.
p.m.
3
Central
p.m. and
Standard
9
Time.
p.m. 9
Right, we're going to go back
p.m.
to the normal time.
Yes.
We love y'all.
Love
See you
y'all.
later.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.